What's going on? Aaron here. Hope you're doing well. If you're watching this video right now, you might be checking out watchLAB and maybe you are wondering, is this legit? Can you make money from it? And if you can, how much money can you really make from this particular website, okay? Now at any time, if you want to get my favorite way to get to $5,000 to $10,000 a month, 100% from home, just with the internet and your computer, click the link below and I'll send you my favorite strategy. Alright, now on this channel, I've reviewed hundreds of different websites, tons of different ways of making money online. Some of them are great, some of them so-so, some of them are absolute waste of time. So let's check out watchLAB to find out how much can you really make. Is this a good use of your time, or maybe there are better opportunities out there? All right, now watchLAB is basically a market research company and they run focus groups for companies mainly in the US in all sorts of different sectors. Now what they need is they need participants. All right, so they need people like you and me, for example, to take part in their focus groups. Right now, the only thing about watchLAB is they focus mainly on the US market. So you have to be based in the US in order for you to take part in their basically their focus groups, right? And if you scroll down here, you can join their panel by clicking on the right hand side. So if you click on the right here, you'll be led to this little form and you can fill that up, and they're gonna ask a whole bunch of information about you. All right, make sure you take the time to answer all of their information, because the more info you can give them, the more basically tests that they can forward to you and you can be a part of. All right, now once you do that, you just basically have to wait for them in order for them to contact you, right? That's how it works. And once they do contact you, and if they do contact you, they will give you access to a few different types of tests. Now you can take them online, you can do them on the phone, you can take it at home, or you can actually go to one of their offices and do it in person. All right, now depending on what kind of test you're doing, whether it's online, by phone, at home, or in person, will depend on how much you actually get paid. All right, so as you can probably understand, if you're doing it online, you get paid less. If you do it on the phone, you get paid a little bit more. If you do it at home, you get paid even more. And if you do it in person, you get paid the most, right? Now the different tests that they actually offer are things like, again, telephone, web-enabled, webcam interviews, for example. Sometimes it can take 10 minutes, sometimes it can take an hour, right? You can do it remote, you can do it online, so they send you like a survey which you can fill out. There are traditional focus groups, right, where they will sit between 2 and 200 people, where you would actually go into their offices, right? watchLAB's offices, you would take part in an actual study, a test, that kind of thing. And there are all sorts of different product testing, user testing type of tests, depending on what their clients actually want, because their clients are different companies and they test for all sorts of different things, right? There's in-depth interviews, one-on-one. There are ongoing panel studies. So some of these studies will last weeks. Okay, it just depends on what kind of study you basically get chosen for and what you accept, right? Shop along interviews, okay, very interesting. Expert interviewing, so if you have a particular background that they're looking for, they might interview you because of your experience and your background, right? In-home tests, where they will actually send you a product, okay, for you to test out over a few days, a few weeks, that type of thing. Taste tests, mock trial, mock jury, so all sorts of different things. This is where they generally focus. These are some of the biggest cities in the US, all right? So again, you have to be American, you have to be based in the States anyway, okay? And they look for different types of people. Consumer, people that are interested in just consumer products like you and me, ITDM developers, B2B, B2C, small business owners and merchants, financial services professionals, and physicians as well. So all sorts of different types of people, okay? So, pretty cool. It's a 100% legit focus group market research company. You can join their panel. The big question is how often will you get offered these testing activities, and how much do they pay? Okay, well, depending on what you're doing. If you're doing things like online, then they generally pay between $10 and $20 for those kind of very simple tests. Okay, so not that much, right? But it doesn't take that much of your time. And then depending on whether you're doing something by telephone, it may be an in-depth interview or just a quick survey, or you actually go to their facilities in person, in one of the cities here like San Francisco or Dallas or Atlanta or Denver, for example. You can be paid between $100 and $400 per test. Now, some of these tests will take quite a long time. So some of them are over a few weeks, right? So they require you to, give your feedback every single day, fill out a form, and it does take quite a while for you to get paid. But when you do get paid for those, they can be up to $400. So it really depends on the type of test that you're taking. So anywhere from $10 all the way up to $400, depending on how in-depth that particular test is, right? So that sounds pretty good. But the big question is how many tests can you actually do, okay? Well, generally, with these types of focus groups, the tests are few and far between. So not that many, unfortunately, because it really depends on the client side, what kind of tests they're getting. Also, there are a lot of panels. There are a lot of people that are already in their panel, right? So they will email you, and if you fit the criteria and you apply for it, then you get to do that particular test. So if you're lucky, you might get one test a week. And that's very lucky. Generally, it's more like, one or two tests a month, okay? So you can't really expect this to replace your full-time income. This is definitely, just a little bit of extra money on the side, okay? So if you get to do a little gig, or you get to be part of a focus group, maybe once or twice a month, that's already considered pretty good for this type of side income, if that makes sense, right? A lot of them, it's not like you get one a day, unfortunately, because it's all about, the supply that they can get. So what I would recommend is if you decide to do a lot of, product testing, user testing type of activities for you to generate some extra income, I would recommend joining many panels, not just watchLAB, but join quite a few of them so that you can maximize the amount of tests that you take part in, right? So another one that you can check out is user testing. Okay, this is a very big site. Just head over to usertesting.com and you can join them as well, and hopefully you can combine these two and get more tests. But again, remember that it's just here and there. This is like a little bit of side income. It's not meant to replace your full-time income or anything like that. But if you're based in the US and you are interested in taking part in focus groups, then you can just come to watchLAB right here and click on join the panel for you to join their panel. All right, I hope that makes sense. I hope you enjoyed this review. Listen, if you're here right now and you're like, well, Aaron, I'm interested in making more money online and I'm looking to potentially replace my full-time income. Maybe you want to get out of your 9 to 5, right? Maybe you want to earn multiple times of what you can in your job. There are lots of ways to earn money online. On this channel, I've reviewed hundreds and hundreds of different ways, but out of all of them, there's one method that I still think that an absolute beginner with no experience, it gives their best chance to go from zero to their first $5,000 to $10,000 a month. And if you would like that strategy, I've got a free masterclass that's going to show you how to do that for absolutely free. Click the link below and I'll send you that masterclass and you can check that out, all right, if you would like. I hope you enjoyed this review of watchLAB today. Hope to see you on another video review. Take care.